Welcome, Crossover Report, three guys, one mic, coming at you on this Tuesday evening, talking NBA action tonight. NBA playoffs obviously underway for the last month and a half, and right now we are in the conference finals. Right now, 3 or 4 games have been played in both of those East and Western Conference finals, so going to kind of touch up on where those series are right now and then give our thoughts and predictions on how those are going to end up. So as always, Nick Damiani, Paul Lamb, and myself, Neil Doyle. So let's jump right into it. Eastern Conference Finals, it's Cavs, Toronto. Looking over on the West, it's Golden State, OKC. Both of the series right now are pretty fun to watch, to say the least. It's been pretty fun basketball. Right now, let's start over in the Eastern Conference with the Cavs leading Toronto 2-1. They're actually playing right now, and that score is 57-41. Toronto's leading at halftime. So Cavs won the first 2 games of that series. Toronto won on Sunday. And so now, Toronto has a little bit of life. It seemed like the Cavs were unstoppable. They hadn't lost a game to this point. It's their first loss, and when they lost on Sunday up in Toronto, and now they're down, as I said, what was it, 57-41. So a 16-point lead right now for Toronto. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this series? Let's just jump into it. Do you see that the Raptors having any chance at all to hang with the Cavaliers? Right now they're coming off that Game 3 win with a lot of confidence. I believe Kyle Lowry has, let's look here, 20 points. He has 20 points in the first half, and he's really been the difference maker. Really, I think the reason why they won Game 3. But let's get into your guys' thoughts. Paul, let's start with you. Does Toronto really have a chance in this series? If they win tonight, it really looks like this could become a series when the Cavaliers won the first 2 games, it seemed like they were going to possibly have a chance to sweep again and go into the finals, not losing a game in this playoffs. Not the case. Where do you see this going?
I was really surprised. I thought the Cavs would come out a lot better tonight. I thought last game it was just a bad game. Everybody has a bad game every now and then. But the Raptors look like a real team. I don't know if they can do it away from home. The Toronto crowd playing in Toronto is always tough for opposing teams, always good for the Raptors. I think the Cavs still win the series in 6 or whatever it would take, 6. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting. Definitely points out some flaws for the Cavs. I mean, as much as I talk about the Warriors living and dying by the 3, the Cavs have been dying by the 3. They haven't. Kevin Love can't shoot. J.R. Smith went like 6 of 15 yesterday or the other day. So I don't know. I think they're still in the series, but I think it's indicative of a bigger issue with them.
So you have them going in 6, Cavaliers in 6, though?
Yeah.
All right. Nick, where are you seeing?
Yeah, I agree with Paul. I thought that was going to be a sweep right away. I told myself I wasn't even going to watch the series unless the Raptors won 2 games, and I might have to start now. But like Paul said, when they were living and dying by the 3, like the Cavaliers weren't a one type of scoring offense for a while. You had LeBron who could drive to the basket, Kyrie could get to the basket, then you could work Kevin Love inside and out. But I think they made themselves so one-dimensional because they were shooting the ball so well that they were just bound to stop shooting that well. And we saw that last game, and I think we're seeing that a little bit this game too. So I still go with the Cavs, but I think the Raptors are going to make it a better series. They, like Paul said, I don't know if they can win in Cleveland because they didn't show up at all there, but I'll go Cleveland in 6 too.
I think it's tough. I think you're seeing, like you guys both mentioned, Cavaliers, they're shooting. The whole playoffs have been so unstoppable. Last game, not as much. And now in this first half, they're struggling again. Like Paul said, Kevin Love can't shoot. He's 2 for 8 tonight. JR is 1 for 7. So, and they're really just getting no type of, when those 2 guys can't score and then nobody off the bench, when you bring in a few of those guys like Delanadova and Shumpert, who's not done anything in this game, that's when the Cavs are vulnerable, and they haven't been vulnerable the whole playoffs, but they are these last 2 games. I don't know. I think Toronto gains a lot of confidence. They live and die by Kyle Lowry. The first 2 games, he had 18 points combined, which is why they lost. He had 20 points in Game 3, and they win, and now he's got 20 points in this first half, and they're up by 16. So if he continues to play like the level that he should be playing at, which we haven't seen at times in the playoffs, which we didn't see in the first 2 games, if he plays at the level that we know and people know that he can play at, they have a chance. I don't think they have enough, though, to beat the Cavaliers. I think they've got too much experience. They have the best player in my mind in the world, LeBron James. I think it goes to 7 games, though. I think they push it to 7. Cavaliers might have another game or 2 where they struggle to shoot like they are tonight. but it goes to 7 games, I think. But I think it's Cavaliers in 7. And I think it's a series that a lot of people are surprised at because I don't think anybody thought this one was going to be close, especially after the Cavs won the first 2 games. But we'll have to see. As we said, that Game 4 going on right now, and then Game 5 is on Wednesday night. So we'll see where this series goes up. I think all of us pick Cavs, though. I think it would be quite shocking if there was any chance Toronto won this series. But those are our predictions for the East. As we said, Game 4 going on right now. And then let's jump over into the Western Conference. Golden State, OKC. And this has been a fun series, to say the least. And I think a lot of people thought whoever this might be, whether it be Golden State, Spurs, or OKC's in there, it was going to be a fun series. Thunder lead at 2-1 as of now. They won yesterday, and it was just a really dominating win, 133-105, and it's been a back and forth series. OKC won Game 1, Golden State Game 2, and now, as we said yesterday, OKC won Game 3. So let's talk about a little bit. We're going to get into where we think we see this series going. But let's talk yesterday, Game 3. There was obviously the controversial, what's been talked about all day today and last night. Draymond Green going up. Steven Adams was defending him. Looked like Green, which people think he intentionally kicked Adams right in the groin, to say the least. And a lot of people thought that there should be suspensions given, what's going to happen. And I believe the league came out and said that they issued a flagrant 2 foul, which is what they issued, I believe. And so that's that. That's what the league decided to do. Let's just jump into that first. I already know what Paul's going to say, so let's just start with Paul. Should suspension have been given to Draymond Green? Did you think it was intentional? What were your thoughts on the play?
I mean, it's just bonkers to me, I guess is the word. Because the league, there's levels to it. First off, Draymond Green has a history of just being kind of a jackass on the court. We have that. He was whatever, second in the league in technicals. You have Dante Jones getting suspended the day before for punching Vince Maffiambo in the same region. And then you have the league coming out today and saying it was unnecessary and excessive. His foul was. His foul was unnecessary and excessive and outside of basketball. So how does all that equal not a suspension? Because they know that it's not even going to be close if Draymond Green doesn't play. The next game would be a 35-point, 40-point blowout. But still, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't suspend him because he did something suspend-worthy. Am I saying anything wrong? I think that's all accurate, right?
Yeah.
You don't just like, I get flailing like that. Everybody does that. Westbrook does that, but like it looked pretty clear to me that that's on purpose. I put that in the article. You can practice flailing like that. You can practice hitting people. Everybody does it. Anybody who's ever been that kind of player on the team, you practice that kind of stuff. So Draymond Green knew what he was doing.
Nick?
I just think he's a flopper. Playing so like a lot of the good players in the NBA are. James Harden has his head bob when he dribbles to the basket. D-Wade pump fakes and kind of kicks his legs out just like you said Westbrook does. There was a compilation video of Draymond doing the leg thing all over. There was like a whole 2 minutes on it. He kicks forward sometimes. Why he kicks forward, I have no idea, but he's done it before. Do I think he should have been?
That's why. He's been trying to catch people like this. That's why.
All right. Do I think he should have been suspended? No. Do you know why Dante Jones is suspended? Because Dante Jones isn't good and he's meaningless to the game. There's a reason Tom Brady wasn't suspended by the NFL last year because he's a good player. I know you think Tom Brady should have been suspended too, so I'm going to go against you here. Yeah, he should he have been suspended?
Who?
Tom Brady. Yeah.
No, it's bananas.
No, he shouldn't have been because he cheated. But Tom Brady's a poster boy. Draymond Green's a poster boy, so Draymond Green's not going to get suspended because you need him to play because viewers will watch it if Draymond Green plays.
Right now.
You're going to lose
people.
Is
stupid because he's suspended.
No. Because back then he wasn't suspended for it.
He was. He initially got suspended.
And then what happened? He didn't.
He appealed it and he won the court. If that's what it's going to be, if it thinks Draymond Green going to the Supreme Court to overturn it, then fine.
He shouldn't have been suspended. He should have been suspended. It's not. You say it was so clear. It wasn't as clear as you say it was. It's like 50-50.
The ball was so far out of his hands, and then.
But that's got nothing to do. When you go up like this, and you flail your legs. He flopped. When you flop, it looks like bad acting too. Flopping looks horrible. Flopping does look horrible. The ball doesn't have to be anywhere near you.
The ball was on the ground. He kicked his legs out. It's absurd.
That's called flopping.
You can't say it was an accident.
He should have been fined for flopping.
Why did Steve Kerr said yesterday it's a part of the game? You think that's a part of the game?
Flopping has become a part of the game. Flopping has become a part of the game.
Not flopping. He said kicking people like that. That's just part of the game. Just play. He said just play basketball. It's just part of the game.
Yeah, you took that way out of context then.
That's literally what he said.
He said kicking people in the nuts is part of the game.
He didn't say it that brazenly. He said it with a little more class.
What did he say?
He said that kind of stuff is part of the game.
Yes, he's talking about flopping.
He's not talking about flopping. He's talking about people getting hit. So that's like all the old timers say, "Oh, just play through it. Just play the game." It's not part of the game. It's
so you like a physical game, but you think he should have been suspended?
I like a physical game. I don't like a dirty game where they're going around where a player where literally Draymond Green has Jordan rules. He gets away with more stuff, with more complaining, with more yelling, with more shoving than anybody possibly in league history. More than LeBron. Definitely more than LeBron. More than
I don't know. LeBron in his Miami days, we complained every single time. Every single time.
If you ask Draymond Green, he's never committed a foul.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
He's never. He goes up to refs and yells bullshit and F you every time. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
but if LeBron did the same thing, he wouldn't be suspended either, though, would he?
Right. LeBron James is a 4-time MVP, 2-time champion, greatest player in the world. Draymond Green is not.
He's a good player. He's an all-star, though. You don't just suspend all-stars for stuff like that.
Not every all-star gets. Dude, Kyle Korver gets those rules because he was an all-star last year. What are we talking about?
I think it got blown into more context. One, it's the playoffs. Two, it's Golden State. It's Golden State, and it is a star player, and the play happened. I think that's why it's blown into more context. Like you just said, Kyle Korver. If Kyle Korver, well, I mean, and we just mentioned how what's his name got suspended for. Who's the other guy that just got suspended? We just said
Dante Jones.
Right. So he gets suspended, but I think it's getting blown into more context because of the player who it was. If it was Steph, it'd be blown into this context. If it was LeBron, it would be the same thing. We'd be talking about it like we are right now. I personally don't think it was intentional. I think he intentionally flopped. He was definitely flopping. I think was not at all trying to kick him in the groin. I think that just happened because he was flopping. That's my opinion on it. I don't think he intentionally kicked him.
I think he's trying to kick him because you don't. He knows that if he's flopping,
he's just flopping.
But if he knows that he's flopping and he's kicking his legs forward,
I think he was trying to sell it.
But he knows that there's going to be a defender there.
I agree with Nick in that he should be. You foul him, whatever, but he needs to be issued for the flop because he obviously flopped and he was trying to. And I think he tried to get so excessive with it that then the leg came up. From what I saw, I don't think he could have. From how close he was to Adams and everything, I don't think you could have easily saw you had a clear shot at it. I think it was literally Draymond putting his acting clothes on, an acting hat, and literally flailing like I've never seen before.
You're trying to take a star player out of the Western Conference Finals for flopping.
Tough shit. He shouldn't be doing. He shouldn't do that. He shouldn't. If you don't put yourself.
Okay, then let's do flopping. Let's do flopping suspension. Let's do suspensions.
Exactly what we said.
Yeah. I think if anything, it should have been. If anything, it should have been. If you're gonna fine him for flopping, but you can't. People have been fined for flopping the whole year. You don't fine a flop and then suspend the guy because he flopped.
You can just say you can literally punch somebody in the face then by your tools rules.
That has nothing to do with anything.
No, look, you can just shoot the ball and just I'm flopping, elbow somebody right square in the nose.
It was not that blatant. You're making it seem like it was so blatant. It wasn't that blatant.
Not at all.
Here's the thing. You hate the Warriors so much that you have no other view of it. You have one view. Your vision is like this right now. You're looking at it like this.
They talk about.
You can't see anything else. I don't know. You know what? For a guy that hates to hear about the Warriors, I've never seen somebody write so much about the Warriors, if I'm being honest.
Can I talk? I don't think they made a big deal out of the Game 2 one where Draymond Green also put his knee into Steven Adams' genitalia. I didn't think that was a big deal. I thought that was just part of basketball. I didn't think that was the end of the world.
Yeah, that was just, he was doing like a leaner.
Exactly. I didn't make a big deal out of that. Now, you can see that I'm not just that, whatever you said, with whatever this was.
Oh, because you went one arrow to a play go.
How can you?
You're a
Did you
freaking
think?
Martyr.
Did you watch
You're dying
Dante
for the
Jones?
cause to
Did you
save
watch? Did you
people
watch?
against the
Did you watch
Warriors.
Dante Jones? Did you watch the Dante Jones hit? Did you
I
think that
did.
was?
I saw that.
You thought that was
That was
clearly
horrible. That
intentional?
was blatant. How
You
dare
didn't
he
think it was
do
him
that? He
bringing.
shouldn't have
You didn't
played.
think it was him bringing his arm back? You thought that
Huh?
was clearly intentional.
Oh, first of all, Dante Jones is a crap player, so he's in the game to do that. Draymond Green's in there to play.
Well, Draymond Green has. Would you not say that Draymond Green has a history of getting frustrated and doing stupid things? Remember when he
Yeah.
body slammed Michael Beasley at the end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, but you earn the
And he
right.
was
He's
frustrated.
an
He was
all-star.
down
He's won a championship. You earn the right to get away with stuff like that every once in a while.
Draymond Green does not have the right.
Dude,
What are you talking about?
why do you think Draymond Green's such a bad player? He's not bad at all.
I never said he's bad. I said
You say this all the time. You say
I say
he's
he's
just worries about
overrated.
his stats. He doesn't care about anything else. You forget the
He
fact
has
that he's
said
won a
that.
championship. He was on the All-Star team this year.
Nick,
He just
won
doesn't
more than
accidentally
2
get this stuff.
championships.
Huh?
He said this year. You can look up the exact quote. He said this year in a game that he monopolized the game. He lost them a game because he was trying to get a triple-double.
So you think he does that every game? You just think he does it every game now?
He did it once. Why wouldn't he do it again?
Because I think he knows that he lost them a game.
Why
You just don't think he can learn? You don't think he
Why are
learns?
you giving him so much credit?
He's a good player.
You're acting like he's...
For a guy that hates Steph, I feel
Bob
like you would be the
Cousy
kind of guy that would
really
say Draymond Green's the most important player to the Warriors.
He is the most important player to the Warriors. I'm not saying I never said he wasn't good. He's a very important player to the Warriors. But I'm saying he thinks about himself first. And sometimes that's good for the team because it opens him up for three. It doesn't mean that he's a good player. It doesn't mean he can go around kicking people in the junk and we can just be okay with it.
Dude, you got to be okay with it. That's the way it is. You got to be okay with it. Star players get star player treatment.
He's not a star player.
Bro, if you're the most important player on a team that wins 73-9, you're somewhat of a star player at some point.
He's not a star player.
Well, that's a different.
He's a star player. He's in his
We're getting into you two could do a whole video on a Draymond Green argument. Well, we need to do just a Warriors video.
The Warriors' hate is at an all-time high.
I love it, man.
No. But look. Bring it all on me. 'Cause now the Warriors are down in the series, and this whole greatest team ever shit. They're not shooting the ball that great. Steph is not shooting the ball at an unbelievable level, so it's fine. I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just play the waiting game, and when they lose the series, I'll just be.
They're one of the greatest teams ever. They are.
All right.
But even the greatest teams ever didn't sweep everybody.
Even if they don't win the championship?
No, they need to win a championship. You're right. But even the greatest teams ever don't sweep everybody in the playoffs. Did you want them? Nobody expects them to sweep in the Western Conference Finals. Oklahoma City's good.
They are. They're gonna beat them, right?
Still.
Let's get into
finish it out.
So first, before we move, Paul, you say suspension should have been given.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
Nick,
game.
You say no.
No.
I agree. No, there should not have been any suspension. No suspension was given. He was given a flagrant 2 foul, and that's the Draymond Green play from last night. So then let's move into predictions for the rest of this series. As we said, Thunder lead at 2-1. Game 5 is tomorrow at Golden State. So Thunder up a game, back in Golden State tomorrow. Where are we seeing this? I've got everything messed up. Game 4 is tomorrow at the Thunder. I'm saying they're in Golden State. We're just jumping all over the place. Still at the Thunder. They have a chance to go up 3-1 at home tomorrow. Paulie, what do you see happening the rest of this series? What are your predictions?
I think OKC definitely has to win tomorrow at home. I don't think they want to give Golden State that momentum going back to Golden State. But I think the Warriors win one more. I think it goes 6. And I think OKC wins. I just think Golden State – I put it in multiple articles, which I'm sure you two don't read. But I put in multiple articles. They don't have that sense of urgency that we're used to seeing them playing with. They don't – I don't want to say they don't care about winning a championship because that would be stupid. But I don't think they feel like there's as much on the line as there really is. I think that they would be content with the regular season record, Steph with his MVP, and Draymond with his stats. I think they're just way too passive and way too content. So I think it goes 6, but I think OKC wins the series.
Nick,
I think they're a proven champion and they're just not getting rattled. I don't know about not showing a sense of urgency. I just think they know their game.
Rattled. They're totally not getting rattled. All they're doing is just out there blowing leads and missing shots, and
They lost two games. Man. Lost two games.
Their best players are -41, -43, and -39 on the court. Not rattled at all, though. You're right.
That's right.
Keep going. Right.
See, the thing is, they can't shoot as bad as they did in Game 1 and Game 3, so they're obviously going to be better than that. And nobody's beat them when they shoot.
That's probably what you said Game 1. They can't shoot as bad as they did Game 1. Then what do they do?
You think they're going to shoot worse than they did in Game 3?
They could, because they live and die by the 3.
$50, $100 on that. Huh? You betting man? No? Exactly. You can sit down. Stay seating. Anyways, Golden State is not going to lose another game in this series. I think now you see them come out, shooting the ball well. That sense of urgency, Paul said they don't have. They'll show that finally. Kevin Durant's going to go ice cold again. Russ Westbrook's going to turn to his old turnover self. Golden State in 6.
Okay. I don't know. I like OKC right now. I don't know about Golden State. I like what the Thunder are doing. The only time and the only game they've lost in this series is when they've lost their composure. It's when Curry went off in that third quarter in Game 2, and they went on that huge run. Kevin Durant lost his mind, and that's when the Thunder, we've seen them throughout the year when they don't have that composure. When we saw them against the Spurs, and I know Paul had mentioned it when they won that series, and still we're still talking about the Spurs. It's that composure that they need to have, and when they have that composure, they play so well, and they're possibly one of the best teams in the league. I don't know. I don't like where Golden State is. I don't know if it's a sign of a champion. They're sitting here after being down 2-1, and they're composed right now. I think going 72-9, yes, you're the best team in the league, but I don't think they've gone through enough throughout the year to maybe be in this point in the conference finals when it get down to a game 6 or 7. I don't know. I don't know if you've gone through that really throughout the year. You've won so many games. You really haven't been tested by anybody throughout the year. And when it gets down to the clutch time, I don't know. I mean, yes, they won a championship last year, but they haven't had too many times over the last year and a half where they've gotten to a game 6 or 7 and really have been tested. I feel like it's been so easy for them the last whatever. And now they're showing, they're like, wow, we're playing a pretty good team right now, and I think we're going to start getting tested. Can they perform? I'm sure they'll come up to it, but I like the Thunder. I like what the Thunder are doing. I like that their big men are just dominating down low. When the 2 games they've won, they've way out-rebounded Golden State. Golden State, if they out-rebound the Thunder, Golden State will win the game that they out-rebound the Thunder. There's no reason the Thunder shouldn't out-rebound Golden State. They'll do that throughout the rest of the series, and if they keep that composure, I think the Thunder can get through Golden State, and I think they could easily be the champions. And I don't think anybody would have thought that. I think they can beat the Cavs. I'm going Thunder in 7. 7 games. It's going to be tough because I think a Game 7 at Oracle Arena is not in the Thunder's favor, but I like them. I think what Durant and Westbrook are doing throughout this playoffs is phenomenal, and I think the Golden State shooting comes to an end at some point in this series. So I'm going Thunder in 7. I'm going with Paulie. I can't do Warriors anymore. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
those are our predictions.
You're welcome. We're happy.
That was a heated argument between you two on the Draymond Green discussion, which is what we need, and is what I expected. I knew going into this that you two would go on a rampage on it, and that happened. So, those are our predictions, and then these 2 series will be done by Monday night if they go to 7 games. I believe Game 7, if it were to go 2 7 games in the East, that would be Sunday night. The Cavs and Toronto would play, and then Monday, if this one over in the Western Conference goes to 7, Game 7 would be next Monday. So these 2 conference finals will be over by next Tuesday when we do another video, and next Tuesday will be a video for the finals, a preview for the finals, which is kind of crazy because it seemed just like yesterday we were doing videos before the season even started. So it's been a fun season so far on the NBA. There's still a whole lot of action, and you can always catch all of it right here on Crossover Report. We want to remind you, you can always follow us on Twitter at Crossover Report. You can like us on Facebook, subscribe to us right here on YouTube, and you can always visit us, crossoverreport.com. So, guys, anything else before we head out tonight? Paul?
I'm exhausted.
I bet.
From the whole video.
Nick, anything before we head out?
Neil Doyle is the new voice of the Joliet Slammers. Give that a listen.
It's a work in progress, but that's right, Joliet Slammers. All right, that's going to do it for us. We want to thank everybody for the continued support, all the followers we've been getting on Twitter, everybody checking out our website, reading our articles. We want to thank everyone out there. So that will do it for us. As always, Nick Damiani, Paul Lamb, and myself, Neil Doyle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. 3 Guys, 1 Mic, Crossover Report. Have a good night.